How's everybody doing?
Doing great. Excited.
Wonderful.
I don't know. It's saying to restart
Uh,
on Facebook. Hey, Inga.
hey, good afternoon. I'm kind of in the dark here. Hang on.
I'm going to try one more time. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting this to go live. It says it's live, but not quite sure.
Better now? I don't know. I think it's too much, not enough light. Too much light. I can't tell. Good. What's going on, guys? Shoot.
How you doing, Paul?
Doing great. Doing fantastic.
That's awesome.
Excited. Hi, Inga.
How are you?
Great.
Gerard, you awfully quiet today. I've never heard you this quiet, Gerard.
Gerard, where are you? I don't even see you.
Gerard, we can't hear you.
Or see you.
Oh, sorry about that.
There you go.
I'm great. It's just that, everything is kind of one.
There you are, Gerard.
Right, Paul?
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
All right. Are we live, you guys? We're live.
Yes, ma'am.
Woohoo! Sorry, I'm plugging into everything because everything was just about to die. Hello, everyone. Welcome. So we're back at it, right? Another episode of Remote Assistant Scout Live today. This is Thursday, 1 o'clock. We kind of changed things up on everybody since we're usually here at 12 Eastern. But just super excited to have Paul, who is one of our Remote Assistant Scouts, who's been at VA for how long, Paul?
Since 2017, so that's 2 years.
Wow. If I didn't know, I thought I just listening to your dialect and your, pronunciation of that sentence sounds like you literally living in California, not in the Philippines, right?
All right. Well, thank you for that compliment.
Yeah, you've got great English, probably better than mine. So since 2017, and are you in mortgage or are you real estate or do you do both?
I do mortgage, so just mortgage. Yes.
And then we also have our amazing remote scout Gerard Jones on the call today. Oh, wow, why am I echoing? And Richard. Hello, Richard Smith.
How y'all doing?
Yeah, welcome, guys. Glad to have you here, and I'm super excited because we're going to actually go through and let you know what Paul does for his mortgage professional, right?
Yes.
Awesome. So Paul, did Gerard find you and place you, or did you come about through some other avenue?
That's right. I applied through Gerard on Remote Assistant Scout. So that's how I found the opening of Roberta.
And did you match immediately with your mortgage professional?
Oh, yes, definitely.
And did you work full-time, part-time? How did your hours work out?
I'm currently working part-time with Roberta Walsh. She's a realtor, real estate agent. Right.
Nice. Okay. Awesome. And so just tell our audience exactly what you do for Roberta.
What I do for Roberta is I focus on making sure that her presence is felt through her environment, through her area. Because currently what I'm focusing on is I'm focusing on publishing posters, flyers, brochures that would ensure that she would have a full grasp on her area in terms of her presence being felt by the buyers in her area, especially, and other realtors, of course. So
awesome.
It's more on the marketing side, more on the marketing strategies that I employ for her.
That's great. Now, so Roberta came to you and said, "Hey, Paul, I need this. And you said, okay, I can handle that, right? Is that
Yes,
how?
that's correct. That's correct.
So what kind of things do you, what kind of, like, what kind of programs do you use for Roberta, like to create graphics and all the flyers that you do?
I mostly use Canva.com, and I also use Photoshop if I need to. And so those are the two main platforms that I use for the time being. But of course, it would expand because I know I would be working on search engine optimization for her as well. So I would use a different platform in that regard. So I'm excited to use all resources that I can handle in terms of helping her promote her business.
Nice, nice. Richard, do you have any questions for Paul? As far as, I mean, you've met Paul before in the past, and you know kind of what he
No,
does.
this is the first time I've met Paul. So,
Okay.
and I know Gerard's worked with Paul or helped Paul. So so I know you're helping your agent brand and you're helping with flyers and things like that. Do you
Right.
also help her with her social media or blog or websites? What?
Well, at the moment, I'm not yet. I'm handling her Facebook page, but eventually I would.
Sure.
She's just finalizing the page she's currently in dialogue with the administrator of that account, and once that is done, then I would get in touch with that administrator so we can as they say, two heads are better than one. So we're going to strategize on how to make sure that her presence on Facebook is going to be felt by everyone in the area that she's operating in.
Right. Yeah, because I've seen a lot of the VAs that are helping realtors, and I'm sure you're, like you said, you're going to do this, but where I've seen it work really, really well is like the presence, like the agent can double their presence by, they're going to still be posting, you're going to help follow up, but more importantly, when she's super busy showing houses, selling houses, that you're still going to be working on her presence, so there's never that inconsistency, and that's where we've seen it just work really, really well.
Right, because my job is to basically just multiply whatever she's doing. So if because she's busy, she's into appointments, getting phone calls, talking to a lot of people. So it's my job to replicate what she's doing in terms of sending brochures, emails, flyers to everyone on her leads. So that's what I'm focusing on right now for her.
Awesome. So go ahead, Gerard.
Yes. Well, anyway, Paul, can you tell us, or can you please highlight what are the tasks that you did for your previous client before you were scouted by the firm
Okay.
who wanted to scout,
Right.
that you feel like, the reasons why you won the position for Roberta?
Well, I was calling FISBO, expired, and buyer leads
Wow.
in a number of areas in the U.S. So, and aside from that, I would be managing the email structure. So I will be streamlining the email content for my clients. If there's an email that would be received from a client, that I would be responding to it. If they need like a packet or any information at all from the team, I would be sending those details just to make sure that we are on top of the game for that particular client. And aside from that, um, aside from calling expireds, FISBOs, and buyer leads, of course, I would be the main job that I need to accomplish would be to set appointments for these clients, because that appointment would pave the way into earning money for the company and for my client. And so aside from these tasks, I also became involved in searching information as needed by my clients. For example, they would give me an address, and if they would need the name and the contact number related to that address, then I would search for these details, because they would need to contact these names in order for them to to get a business. So that's one of the tasks that I did. Aside from that, um, I would run comparables. So if there is a particular property, say an active, be it an active one or an off-market one, or a property that is in foreclosure, I would compare um, the descriptions, run comparables, basically compare the descriptions of these properties to properties that have been sold before, just for us to have an idea what is going to be the um, amount that can be derived from selling these properties. So just to see what's on the market before, in terms of selling that property again. And I was heavily involved in calling before, so this is really a different work condition for me, because right now I'm more into off the phone tasks, basically, and I'm loving it. I'm learning a lot of things by doing these tasks and helping Roberta, because it's actually my first time to come up with brochures, flyers, because Roberta would be sending emails to me, and would say to me, "Hey, Paul, can you take a look at the email that I sent you about this and this?" And then it looks great, right? Um, and I would look at it, and of course, I want to be her business to be cost effective, because sometimes there would be fees, and if you were to subscribe to these platforms that would render service for you, that would create brochures for you, instead of her subscribing to these platforms, I would do the work for her instead. So in that way, I help her become effective in her business, cost efficient in her business. So that's one way I'm helping her, aside from the marketing strategies that we're doing. And I'm learning a lot. I'm learning a lot. In fact, I'm not familiar when I had when during my interview with her, I mentioned to her that I know a little bit about search engine optimization, because I know it's something that would really drive her business in terms of being felt in her area. I'm not really familiar yet, but I enrolled for a particular training, just for me to upskill myself in terms of learning things that would definitely be of advantage to her in terms of her business. And everything is going pretty well.
Great, great. And I have this impression that you've had an amalgam of work experiences, as well as those variety of tasks that you
Right.
cover for your realtor clients. And you made a great point there when you said that instead of subscribing into this kind of service, you're the one who's covering that for Roberta.
That's
Because right
correct.
now in the market, if you're looking for a social media strategist, that's one subscription. And if you want to someone create some flyers for you, professional brochures, that's another
That's
subscription.
another one.
And
Yes.
that is technically one of the reasons why our clients reach out to us or come to us, because of this very reason too, that why spend thousands of money subscribing into different kind of services when you can just have one a virtual assistant to cover everything for you. Like
Right.
for the calling part, I mean, there's an advent of services just to do the follow-up calls as well, and that's the
Right.
difference too. So yeah, do you have anything to say, Ms. Springman?
I just want to know, Paul, what's your favorite part of this job that you have with whatever?
Well, my favorite part of the job is when I'm hearing Roberta complimenting me that I like that, or if I did something, if she requested something from me and then I sent it to her, and then she would say, "Oh, I like that," then I know for a fact, just by hearing that compliment, it means that I help her accomplish what she's expecting of me. So I like to make sure that I give her everything that I can in terms of coming up with or not just meeting her expectations, but exceeding her expectations in that regard.
Hey, you guys, I have a question. Is there any way, Paul, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'd love to see your work. I mean, is there any way you could share, maybe show us like an example of a flyer or an example of something that you've done for her that she's really, been happy and proud to show her clients?
Okay. Hold on.
Can we give Paul access to share a screen? Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the
how
spot.
do all right. How do I do that then?
Okay, go ahead. Just take your mouse and scroll to the bottom of the screen, and it'll be
Okay.
there'll be a button that says Share Screen. If you just
Share.
click on that,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
we'll be able to see
Sure.
the computer screen.
And there's screen. Okay. Okay.
And then you can pull up your desktop screen.
Okay. Is this?
Yep,
Are you
there
seeing
you
my
go.
screen?
Yeah, we
Okay.
see your screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Is it?
Um,
That's some fancy artwork.
well, this is one thing that I created just yesterday for her. It's just coming up with an email that will be sent to the leads. I came up with this one. All right, but the one that I was able to create, the one that I created for the flyer, this one.
So
This
we're
is
not seeing that. All we're seeing is it's
Yeah.
a
Your wallpaper.
wallpaper, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hold on.
You must have multiple screens, probably.
Okay, let me see. Oh, okay. Let me see. Do you see my screen now? Are you able
You
to
see
see
your
it?
wallpaper still.
Wallpaper. Okay. Okay.
I think you can just stop sharing your screen, and whenever you click the share screen button, Zoom will prompt you as to which screen you're going to show to us.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so go click back onto the share screen. Stop sharing your screen.
Okay. I'm sorry about this one. I'm not
It's
yet.
okay. This is what we're all learning. This all live today. That's all right. So,
I don't know.
do you see where it says stop sharing your screen?
Hold on. Let me see. I see the 4 videos on our faces, the 4 faces.
Yeah, on the right.
Yes,
Okay.
that's correct. Okay, let me see. I see mute my audio, stop video, rename, unpin video, hide self view. Hold on.
You can see stop share. Oh,
Okay.
there you go. All right.
Okay.
Now click.
did it.
Now,
Okay.
now share.
So
Okay. Share
I
your
I
screen
click
again.
share. Okay.
Okay.
I click
Now
on.
go pick one of those. Yeah, that you want to just kind of move your the boxes to the one that you want to show us.
Okay.
Richard, you had controls of that. Good job.
Yeah, just unshare.
Have you? Are you seeing my screen now?
No.
No,
Oh.
this is your first time
This is
using
the
Zoom,
first-
right?
This is the first time I'm using this
Look, I'm
feature.
put you on the spot.
We can do it next time, or we can
Yeah, it's all right.
we can talk while you're working on that.
Is it okay? Is it okay if I send the email to Gerard? To Gerard,
Yeah.
and Gerard can show it.
I want everyone to know that this kind of work is not easy work. I mean, I do a lot of graphics and I do a lot of flyers and stuff.
Right.
It's not just like throw a bunch of hodgepodge together. It actually takes time and it takes someone that has skill. And the fact that you are a virtual assistant, that you have a multitude of qualities and assets for your client is amazing. But then you can go and be creative
That's
and
right.
do marketing stuff. That's even more amazing. So I applaud you, Paul. So thank you for being here to share.
And thank you for giving me the opportunity to learn this feature of Zoom as well, because I'm learning things every day, and it's one of the things that I'm learning. So
I'll say one comment for everything that you talked about that you've helped your realtor clients with is it all goes back to the same thing. You are helping them with tasks that are allowing them to focus on, like you said, the money-making activities being with the
Right.
buyers, talking with the buyers and sellers. Um, even the like FISBO and expireds that you're calling, you're really just making calls and you're looking for the ones that want to talk with the
Right.
agent. And so what we've seen that allows, and believe me, I've seen realtors show me a flyer and say, you know, I spent like 4 hours putting this together. And
Correct.
that's 4 hours that you didn't spend growing your business. And so everything that you do is such a benefit for that agent because she can focus 100% on buyers, sellers, increase her business. It helps you, it helps her, it helps everybody. So that's a huge, huge thing that you do there.
That's right. Gerard, I sent you the image on your email on the where I sent the application. I sent it there. So that's correct. Well, of course, I don't have to tell Roberta that, hey, I worked more than 4 hours on that particular poster. But in reality, I would, there are times I would need to extend my shift just to finish what is being asked of me. Just like the brochure that was asked of me for me to be done. It was the first time that I created it on that level because I would come up with just simple posters or images, but this is the very first time that I integrated lots of a number of pictures just to come up with a presentation that would fit her business. So I even though I know something about Canva, I had to learn a lot of other features of it just to come up with the image that she's looking for, and it's great. I'm learning a lot, especially that this is once again a task that is something new for me because it's a non phone call responsibility that I'm doing right now, as opposed to before when I'm doing making calls all the time, like 4 hour shift, 8 hour shift,
Yeah.
calling all the time.
And you made a really, really good point because when you said that you were working on something, a task that you weren't 100, you didn't have a lot of experience in, but you're going to do online trainings to learn how to do it. Or with the Canva, you knew a little bit about it, but didn't really. And so where that's so important is with Gerard, with the remote assistant scout, to be honest with you, the people that get the positions are the ones that have that drive, have that attitude, have that positive attitude of not just helping, but being able to grow and being able to teach themselves, like you're teaching yourself. And because, you know, Gerard and I have worked together for 7 years, and I know 7 years ago, probably what, Gerard, probably 70, 80% of your skills you didn't have then, right? You taught yourself and you learned by YouTube and Google, and there you can pretty much nowadays teach yourself anything.
Right.
So the VAs that have, or I'm sorry, the realtors or the loan officers that have problems, let's say with their VAs, it's usually because possibly, and I haven't seen this since Gerard's been helping hire VAs, I've never seen this, but back in the day, I've heard realtors tell me, hey, my virtual assistant, you know, they're supposed to free up my time, but they keep needing me to train them and teach them how to do things. And I said, you have the wrong VA. Like that was before Gerard started helping, making sure finding the right ones and the right fit. But you've got to have, like you have, Paul, that attitude of, hey, I've never done this, but I can learn how to do it. I can teach myself, and I can be a 9 or a 10 out of 10 doing it. And that's the kind of attitude that we look for. And it's obviously you have that. And that, you know, Gerard's really, really good at finding people like you, and you guys, it's a match. And so it works out really good.
Right. And we initially, during when we were communicating, Roberta and I were using Skype to send messages. But when we tried calling each other through Skype, the line was not clear. So I had to come up with a way in which the two of us would be able to communicate aside from Skype. So I suggested to her, why don't we use Facebook Messenger? And I asked her. We were able to successfully communicate through Messenger, and we use that as our means of communication through chat, through audio call. And I asked her, is this the first time that you used that feature of Messenger? And she said yes. So I'm happy because in that regard, I was able to help her discover something, and um, I'm happy because she's now able to use such feature of Facebook Messenger that she didn't know it was capable of doing. Well, I'm just trying to say is that just helping one another, VA and the client, would really result to unspeakable achievements for the business and for the rapport of the two of you. So it's not only the VA helping himself, um, being equipped with the skills necessary, know-hows on how to do certain things, but also helping his or her client discover something for himself or herself in order to expand his or her own knowledge as well. So I'm just sharing that because
Awesome.
hi, Gerard, I already sent you uh, the file. I hope you're able to
Yeah,
access
sure.
it.
It's here. It's ready. But I have
Okay.
another question for you too.
Oh, okay.
I mean, since you actually have, a lot of what you call this, there's a variety of tasks to cover for your previous clients, and a lot of our viewers maybe, are asking. I mean, how do you structure your day today? I mean, do you do some time blockings? I mean, what are the tasks you cover, during the day and during the afternoons? Can you tell us more about that?
Well, what I do for the day, I just base it on the conversation that I have with, for example, Roberta, because we do like a conference call, even it's just the two of us.
Or like in
Conference.
general, I'm talking about, the time that you're doing like different
Okay.
areas of tasks.
Um, what I do is I just imagine how the day is going to end for me with those tasks in mind being accomplished. So I just make sure that if I need, for example, if I need to send, um, just like right now, I need to send 200 plus emails to her leads. At the half part of my shift, I should be sending like 100. So I just envision myself being in that point, and in order for me to just keep going, because if I see the task on a larger scale, like, hey, that's 250 email for me to send just for today, then I would be overwhelmed. In order for me not to be on that um, condition, then I would just take things one at a time. Like for the first quarter of my shift, I should be sending this much and doing this much and this much. So it's not going to be overwhelming for me. So it's just breaking things down into pieces, basically. And
Roberto,
that's
sorry,
right.
I meant to ask you something.
Right.
There's a software called Constant Contact. It's a program. Do you ever use that for sending out emails for
No,
Roberta?
no. What we
Okay.
use is Top Producer.
Okay. And you send them out individually? I'm just trying to make your life a little easier.
Yeah, yes. There's a feature there wherein we could send to mass email. It's one of the features of Top Producer. But if you want to
Okay.
send individualized letter, then you'd have to send it one at a time to the leads, because our strategy is to make it personalized. We wanted to place the lead's name on the letter itself. So in that case, I would have to send these emails one at a time. So, but it's okay for me. I mean,
And you had to learn. Obviously, Top Producer, because you probably didn't know it before you started.
yes, I had to get in touch with the Top Producer customer support in order for me to learn various features of the platform. It's the first time that I'm using this platform, so I had to get as many learnings as possible. So that's one way for me to be uh, familiar with the feature, to get in touch with the people, the customer support. Aside from the materials that are available online, sometimes when you read the materials, it's still not clear for you for some reason. So I still have to get in touch with these people.
Good point.
That's very
Good point.
Are you going to show us some of Paul's work for Roberta?
Yeah.
I just have
All
one,
right,
just that one. It took me a lot of hours. I'm telling you, to
There
finish
we
that.
go. Can you guys see it?
wow, that's great.
So I'm not sure why, you guys are looking to post something about a hurricane when,
Well,
it's spring and summer.
well, Roberta told me that there's a hurricane coming up
Oh, there.
in the area, so we
Uh-huh.
just wanted to make sure that we just wanted to be relevant with her leads. We wanted to
Sure.
send them something that would, like in this case, are they ready in reference to the storm uh, coming over to their area? And it's one way for us to be relevant to the minds of the leads, and at the same time come up with helpful tips in terms of how to deal, like for this case. In this case, we have being ready for the hurricane that is coming up. So we just
Yeah,
wanted to be relevant
yeah.
to the people's minds there.
Gerard, hurricane season's starting here.
Really?
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm jealous. It's so humid here. We need a little bit of storm and rain. Oh dear.
We don't want too many hurricanes either.
hurricanes, Gerard.
Yeah, just a little bit of storm. And you see, I mean, with that graphic alone, if we're gonna order it through Fiverr, it would cost you an extra $20. But if you have, a virtual assistant to cover the infographic for you, then it's really part of the package.
Right.
And
Yeah.
and you made. Oh, go ahead, Mr. Smith.
Well, I was just going to say, I was going to key in on what you said earlier. For the realtor, she doesn't have to pay all these outside sources. She doesn't have to sign up for all these different programs. I mean, there's so many companies out there trying to sell realtors their own little niche. And at the end of the day, it ends up costing the realtor a ton of money to be signed up for all these different things. And by hiring a virtual assistant, they not only can stop all of that and have their VA, they work together as a team and they get more done. And yeah, it's a huge money saving thing, but it's not just about saving money. It's about how much your VA can help grow your business. And so it's a win-win for everybody. Because I can tell you, back in the day, 7 years ago, if Gerard wasn't helping me grow my business, we wouldn't still be together today. I mean, business is business, and we love the people, but you also have to help grow it. So by the things that you're doing to help her grow her business is detrimental for her business. So it's a win-win all around because it helps you at the same time.
That's right. And just to share, because I got a chance to see emails that would that offered businesses like they would create flyers for your business. So I saw that. I think it was $25 per month, and then there's another subscription for an advertising company, I guess, that would create Instagram pictures for you. That's another $25 a month. So that's a lot, but I'm very happy that I'm able to help her, Roberta, save tons of money in her business.
Yes, and I just want to go circle back with the point that you made there about you learning everything on your own, because a lot of our clients here or viewers may wonder if they could expect everything. from a virtual assistant, or in a virtual assistant who will know, or who knows everything. So I think, just to set the right expectations here, really don't have to micromanage your virtual assistant. That's number one. Number two is, if you don't get the time to train your virtual assistant, with the right resources and with a virtual assistance initiative, they can be a self-starter and train themselves. Although we really do advocate, our clients to spend some time in training their virtual assistants, because either way you're paying premium, you're investing money in your virtual assistant. So why not, just do it properly and train with them, since, this would create a good rapport and relationship too with your virtual assistant, and for your virtual assistant to see that you're serious with their business, that like this is the real shit. You know what I mean?
I agree. And in my case, I had to enroll myself to just like what I shared earlier, trainings covering search engine optimization, because I'm not yet familiar with that one. So I had to enroll myself, because I know in the future I'll be able to help Roberta with that platform for her business, and save time and create the maximum exposure for her business.
All right, great. And very, very impressive, Paul. And anyway, you guys, I think that's it for today. Thank you so much, Ms. Springman, for joining us, Mr. Smith and Paul. We've learned a lot about you and what you do for your realtor clients and your past clients. And we really do appreciate your time being with us today. And in case you guys have any questions, feel free to direct message Richard Smith here on Facebook, or you can visit our Facebook business page, Remote Assistant Scout, and send us a message, and we'll take it from there. Thank you, Paul, for your time.
Thank you, Inga. Thank you, Richard.
you.
Thank you, Gerard. Thank you for having me here. Appreciate that.
Have a
Thanks for all
wonderful
you
day,
do.
you guys.
All right,
Bye.
you too.
Bye.